There were plenty of frequent flyer miles to go around for Avery Johnson in Kansas State this past week. After an 8,000-mile round trip to Dublin and a narrow loss to Iowa State, 50,000 strong are ready to do their part to make sure the Wildcats don't have to worry about any type of jet lag tonight. Primetime football from Manhattan next. You're watching the Big 12 Conference on ESPN. A Saturday night party with plenty of royal purple inside Bill Snyder Family Stadium as Kansas State gets ready to tangle with North Dakota, the first meeting between these two programs. And a pleasant good evening. Sean Kinney alongside former Kansas State offensive tackle, Super Bowl champion Barrett Brooks. So great to have you with us. Barrett, this has been a challenging week for K-State. As they try to get back into some type of regular routine, they've had to change up their schedules to accommodate some tired bodies.
Absolutely, but one thing I'm not going to worry about is their body. I'm sure Coach Kleiman made sure that they laid off a little bit, but the big thing they need to worry about mentally, are they ready to play this game this week?
High expectations, year two at the starting quarterback position for Avery Johnson. The Big 12 Player of the Year candidate certainly showed flashes last week against a good Iowa State defense mixed in with some bad Irish weather.
Absolutely, but you know what? His maturation in the passing game is I'm really looking at. He has done a great job of making his progression better because he is one of the fastest guys on the field, but he has to make sure that he does it because he can't run for the rest of the year.
Chris Kleiman knows a thing or two about the state of North Dakota. He had so much success with North Dakota State, guiding the Bison to 4 FCS national championships. He talked about how tough the Dakotas can be. What a night for that man right there, Eric Schmidt, as he begins his head coaching debut with his alma mater, a program that he won a national championship with as a captain of their linebacker in the 2001 national championship. North Dakota won the toss. They elected to defer, so it will be Kansas State. And from a yard deep, out of the end zone, past the 20, up to the 22, goes Bryce Norenberg. And we will get a look at the Wildcat offense. It is a bigger, stronger, faster Avery Johnson as he's responsible for leading the Wildcat offense for the second straight year. 25 touchdowns a season ago, a program record, a dual threat quarterback, hoping to improve those numbers this year.
Yeah, and hopefully this passing game goes very well for him because he understands he's too small to be running around like that. Even though he's one of the fastest players on the field, he has to make sure that he passes and passes effectively.
They go empty set on first down from the 23. Johnson with time, flings it near side, looking for Oakley, broken up.
That's what they suffered from a little bit last week. A lot of drop passes. When the ball hits your hands like that, you've got to make sure you secure it. Avery has definitely picked his game up. He's definitely putting the ball where it's supposed to be. That should have been received on this play.
Joe Jackson to Johnson's left on second down, and it will be Johnson on a keeper trying to get to the outside. Good pursuit by the freshman Grant Noland as he chased him out of bounds. So no Dylan Edwards tonight. Tough start for the talented junior. His first touch of the season last week in Dublin. The muff punt, but even more critical for K-State, the injury that followed. As you take a look at that left ankle as it gets tweaked awkwardly, he would not return last week. He was ruled out on Wednesday, and he is a week-by-week case right now.
Absolutely.
Third down and long. Johnson flushed underneath. Oakley, the tight end, work to do as he stumbles ahead, and this will be real close. Looks like he'll be about 1.5 yards shy. And a good start for the Fighting Hawks on the road all the way from Grand Forks.
You look at them, these Fighting Hawks, look at their defense. They don't have a problem with playing these guys man-to-man. So that's the confidence level they have with their ability to go out there and really go face-to-face with this Wildcat offense. A lot of man-to-man.
Simon McClannon on the punt. Zach Lewis, the transfer from Northern Arizona, awaiting this kick. High spiraling kick, takes a fortuitous bounce for Kansas State. And this will come to rest at the 25-yard line.
Sean, you think, everybody was looking like Coach Glyman would have went for that play. I think they learned a bit last week on not doing that, being more, calculated on when they go for fourth down.
What a moment for Jerry Kaminsky in the center of that Kelly Green. Kaminsky won a tight quarterback battle this fall. He was officially named the starter this past Monday. Said this is the moment you dream about as a coach's son, growing up in the center of Wisconsin to make your first career start in this type of environment. How will he respond?
Can't wait to see what he does.
They're going to get him involved early out of the backfield, making the catch and picking up 6 to the 31-yard line. Goes Corey Ty. Mentioned being a coach's son in the red hat, way up there in the corner for North Dakota. His father, Brian, who was his high school football coach at Sun Prairie. Jerry Kaminsky, the 2022 Offensive Player of the Year and the Dave Craig winner for the state of Wisconsin. Second down, and there is Romaine blowing it up at the line of scrimmage.
That shows the confidence level of what these coaching staff is doing on defense. They're lining up in 4 down. That's different from what they've done the past couple years. And those 4 downs, those guys down on the line of scrimmage, they're allowing those linebackers to scrape and make plays, and that's exactly what just happened.
Trips to the right, they rush 4, little stop pattern is caught, but shy of the first down. It's a youthful mistake there by B.J. Fleming, cutting off that route just a bit short.
Yeah, he did, but if the ball would have been up a little more, I think he could have maybe fell forward. But it just goes to show the confidence that they have in that offensive line. If you look at both offensive line, big guys. That's one thing you're going to get with FCS football. They have big guys, and they like to play that neck roll football coming off the rock. Even though they passed a little more this drive, I look forward to seeing them run the rock.
They have 3 really good running backs. They brought in Xavier Lay, the transfer from Sacred Heart, that they are excited about. Silvernail with the punt. Lockett, the fair catch signal at the 21. Each team has had it once. Both defenses shining early on an overcast Saturday night from Manhattan. Home opening weekend here in Manhattan. No score. 11:37 to go in this first quarter. First ever meeting North Dakota, Kansas State. Some rare miscues last week there from Kansas State. It all started in the special teams. First of 2 turnovers. Dylan Edwards muffing the punt, giving Iowa State great position. And then Jackson had it popped away from the elusive running back. And then the 4th down struggle is really the difference in the game.
And it's not a real K-State trait. Klieman is one of those guys, he wants to be fundamentally sound. And fundamentals are taking care of the football. So they understand that they have to make sure that they do that this game.
Conversely, Iowa State converting on their 4th downs. The Cyclones were 3 for 3 in Dublin. Second offensive series for Avery Johnson in this K-State offense, and he gets rid of it quickly. Jace Brown holds it in. Brown pushed out of bounds at the 27, a gain of 6. Johnny Wiltshire with the coverage.
Now, they got a simple out. They want to get this offense going. So let's go with a nice little simple pass, a simple out to one of the best players on the team, Brown. This can get the offense going, keep the sticks moving.
See a lot of heavy tight end packages. Hit as he threw it. Nice concentration there by Johnson, but for the second straight time, Avery Scott, Johnny Wiltshire, pressure applied by Caden Big.
UND are showing they're not scared of this offense. They are playing man-to-man a lot of the times, and they'll go up and making plays. That front 4 that they're using, they're now a 4 team 2, 4 down team 2, are getting a little pressure on Avery Johnson.
New defensive scheme this year brought in by Eric Schmidt in North Dakota. Johnson hit as he throws. It is caught, but shy of the first down. Malachi McNeil the stop. Brown with his second catch, and now a decision for Kansas State. They elected to punt on their first series, looking at a similar scenario here, 4th and a yard.
Yeah, you look at it, they bring in their big guys. They run 12 personnel. That's one running back, 2 tight ends. They're heavy up front. Let's see what this offensive line does against this, FCS front 4.
NCO, the H-back, he goes in motion left to right. Split backs flanking Johnson, 4th and short. He'll hand it off, first down and then some. Jackson burst into the secondary, and the gamble pays off early for Kleiman and the Wildcats.
Look at the guys up front. The simplest thing you could do is get double teams at the point of attack. They get the double team on the backside. It cuts right behind that double team on the backside. It's just inside zone. Simple play, and that simplicity is why they were able to pick up yardage.
Great block from Andrew Langang, the senior out of Bismarck, North Dakota. Playing against his home state, he opened up that hole for Jackson and a first down. Johnson with time throws. Again, that cushion being given as they respect the speed of Brown. They work on the freshman Grant Noland. One thing about the Dakotas, especially the Missouri Valley Football Conference for North Dakota, usually they're the bigger teams, but take a look at this comparison. A smaller defensive front line this year for the Fighting Hawks.
Yeah, you over 50 pounds they're giving away up front. But I tell you what, that defensive line of North Dakota, they're not being pushed around much at all.
Second down give, and up the middle they go with Devon Rice. The redshirt freshman thrust into action last week with the injury to Edwards, and both offensive coordinator Matt Wells and Coach Chris Kleiman told us they're looking to develop some depth at running back.
Well, they need depth at running back because they should be running the ball. But I tell you what, UND are moving their defensive line. They're shifting them as the ball is snapped. So they're penetrating opposite gaps, making this offensive line move their feet. And right now they're winning the war up front.
4-down territory here for Kansas State. 3rd and a little more than a yard. And again, you talked about that surge up front, the penetration by the front 4 for North Dakota. Jackson is cut down shy of the first down, setting up yet another 4th down.
Yeah, I mean, they're definitely doing a great job of penetration. Penetration kills all run plays, and that's what's going on up front. Now, what you can do if they're doing that is run play action, and that opens up big plays, especially when you have Brown. You got Tibbs and Bradley, guys that are big and they can go out and run.
Another 4th down opportunity, and they're going to throw it. Johnson off his back foot, wide open, the tight end. Rooting to run down the side for Swanson. Has a wall of blockers, and he's knocked out of bounds inside the 10.
Like I said, you run play action, get everybody drawn up front, and then all of a sudden you throw over the backside of them. They're going man-to-man, and they're run blocking. Those tight ends are out by themselves. He could have won with the flag on the farther down the field. But it's just a great play call by that Kansas State offense.
Swanson known for his blocking ability, part of that deep tight end room. He has his first catch of the year. Good for 38 yards and a first down. Now Johnson to the air through the fingertips of Braden Lofton.
Yeah, Lofton should have had that, but he put a little too much sauce on that. He put some heat on that ball. But, I mean, you look at how this team is running right now. Their ability to run the ball is going to open up the passing game. And I tell you what, those guys up front, once they start getting lathered up and they get into a rhythm, that's when you see this offense open up a lot more.
Johnson 6 of 8, 65 yards in this opening quarter. Second down. Jackson, patient run, trying to find any type of crevice. Not much luck. Tyler Henry, the junior interior tackle, part of that North Dakota front, and a 3rd and goal.
At this point, they're hoping North Dakota can stop them, hold them to a field goal. That'll be a serious win for this team if they can hold them to a field goal instead of a touchdown. But, hey, Kansas State understands that they have to score right here. This is a must for them.
Bradley and Brown to the top of the field. The transfer from Purdue, Tibbs in motion. Oakley, the tight end, to the right.
First charge time out of the half, North Dakota.
North Dakota, opportunity to make an early statement. 3rd and goal when we come back to Manhattan. On this drive for Avery Johnson.